good afternoon, everybody. It is Keisha Campbell, Casey, aka whatever you want to call me these days. Honestly, I've been wearing so many freaking hats with Pinecase on this Thursday afternoon, and I am brought all the way from, I would say, the deep south, but that's not even really that true because I mean the states. I always think it's so far away, but it's not really. My friend,
Nah, not at
actually,
all.
probably one of my first guests, actually. I was trying to think back, like, to when that conversation began. But anyways, the one, the only Jeffrey Baylock, Mr. No Chill, the comedian, the extraordinaire, the extravaganza, the one that's going to put it to you when maybe you don't always want to. But
What's
honestly,
up? What's up? Oh my God. I feel so happy watching your content, and the fact that you brought me back here is a huge honor. And man,
yeah.
it's been so much going on. I'm excited. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Podcast on TV. So it's the first. New and
Yeah.
exciting things. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy that January was just here and now we're in August. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where the time goes anymore, honestly. I was like, because this was a thought, right? I mean, you were part of that like initial thought. I was like, all right, if I could go live with a complete stranger and make this happen, then we could do this. Then we could totally do this. And
And you blown up since then. You blown up since then. So, kudos to you. Kudos.
thank you so much. Yeah, it feels really good. It's nice to kind of look back. Someone sent me my first reel the other day, and I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Like, I actually didn't remember making that, but I sent them back one from like just recently, and they were like, "Okay, we see changes." I was like, "Yeah, no, we've grown a little bit, so that's nice."
Yeah, yeah. People be remixing reels and everything. So, when you put stuff out there, it's gonna boomerang back eventually. It's gonna happen. So yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully in the good way. That's what we hope. But you can't
yeah.
get everything.
It's funny. Like, do you feel that way when you put out content? Like, do you put it out there with the intention that it's gonna be a thing always, or are you like, this is gonna, this is gonna be hot for a second? Like,
So when I before I put out a video, I find out if it's funny to me first. Cause it's
mm,
one of those things like, man, that was funny. I need to tell somebody else this. Maybe they'll like it too. And then when I put it out there, sometimes you get the responses that you want, and sometimes you don't. However, one strategy that I like to do is, bring the content back. So, for example, today I dropped a video. I think I dropped that video. I think I dropped that video like maybe a month or so ago, and it was a trust fall
mm,
video, but it was pretty funny. And the response was okay, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I was like, let me re-drop it. It's been about a month or so, and when I dropped it, it automatically got into the thousands, and I was like,
oh,
see,
nice.
sometimes you got to re-drop content. Sometimes you got to do
Yeah.
that
And you're talking
because
about
it's
like
so
those. No, go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So it's like sometimes you get a lot of new followers, and they don't look at your old stuff. They look at what you got new. So when
Mhm.
you repurpose your old stuff, they're like, oh, they think it's a new video. It's like, nah, man, that video been out for 2 years.
A little
But
upcycling,
they don't know that. They don't know that. Yeah, you got to recycle your content. Like I think every time you get like 1,000 or more new subscribers, you might want to recycle some old content. You might want to do
right?
that.
Yeah, that's a good
One of
idea.
the old content that didn't work is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Give it some new life. What my problem right now
Hmm.
is that I'm sitting on like, I mean, you're episode 50 right now, and that's not necessarily true because I leave a couple extras in there every month, like to make sure that I can always go back and fill them up, right? If I'm like,
Right.
there needs to be like a space for like this in that month or in that like rack of content or whatever. But like, you're the first of the month, you know what I mean? Like little Bone Thugs and Harmony action. So when we're talking about like real
Right.
extra shit, I was like, we're just gonna roll out with a new number. So there is numbers in each month that don't necessarily have episodes, but 50 episode 50, like that, I got hours of content that needs to be made into reels, like hours of content.
And with AI now, you
Mm,
can get all that done in a few hours and make it as reels and everything. So it's out there. It's insane. I've been
yeah,
doing a lot of research, and what I've been doing now, I've been applying it to my videos. And
yeah,
when I say my editing process is faster, and um, it gets to the point where I could probably post 5 times a day if I wanted to. But I try not to oversaturate the market like that, so I stick to my once a day. But
yeah.
it's like I have 30 days of content, so every day I could drop something new.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a mountain. I actually I ran this really neat video. Like, shout out to Under the Mountain. They're this metal band, and it was such a great conversation. But it was kind of specific to a music fest that was happening at the time, and so I was like,
Okay.
yeah. But that fest is now come and gone a little bit, and I was like, I'm curious to see what they'll like pull out of it to like put out there for content that's like applicable to now. And they gave me like 30 reels of the most interesting shit. I was like, I don't even
Yeah.
remember saying having that part of the conversation. Like it's neat because they pull things that like I wouldn't necessarily highlight. So it's like having yeah, it's like having someone in the room that maybe looks at things a little bit differently, which is good because I get stuck sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be like that. And you'll be surprised when you dig through your content. You'll be like, oh man, I got to put this out there. And you just mess around.
Yeah,
That's why it's
totally.
good to film a lot because you never know
Mhm.
what you may have. So yeah, most definitely.
What have you been up to these days? Like, what's going on in your world down there?
So for the people that didn't know, I moved to Georgia from Chicago. Yay. um, and I came down here to Georgia because it's time to test out a new market. As a
Okay.
comedian, you want to once you master the place, you want to
Mhm.
go to somewhere else and try to master that and just keep it going, keep it going. So I'm kind of on a rebranding, rebuilding myself, because that's important, brand identity and stuff like that when it comes to um, what niche you're doing.
Right, that's
And
fair.
also, I got a tour coming up. Myself and my wife has a tour coming up. It's called the Ebonize Chill Tour. And basically, what we're doing, we're taking the art of stand up comedy and music, and we're
Yeah.
using that to try to combat mental health awareness. So, mental
Oh,
illness. So, um,
beautiful.
it's pretty much like a 2 day event thing. We're going to be in 13 cities. Um, the first day will be like a workshop,
Mhm.
which you'll have motivational speakers and coaches coming in, talking to the people, telling their stories, and just motivating people. Giving people a safe space to release, to talk about everything. We're going to have practitioners up in there, different vendors and everything. So
Ooh.
it'll be a wide range of fun that's going to be there. And then the second day will be the concert. So my wife, she's an R&B artist, so she's headlining. So she's going to be doing a lot of smooth R&B, neo soul, and then for me, I will be hosting the whole tour. So I have comedians in each city that
Wow.
we going to, because I feel like the local talent needs to have a platform to get out because it counts as, I guess you could say, sort of like a corporate event because they have to go clean. It's grown and sexy vibes, and we're gonna have VIPs there and everything. So we in
Nice.
places like New York, North Carolina, Miami, Houston, Las Vegas, Louisiana, um, Atlanta, Miami, just to name a few, and
Wow.
Minnesota, um, Phoenix, Arizona. So we're going to be in those places for this whole fall. It starts August 29th to December 17th, I believe. And if
Wow.
people want to, yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, people want to learn more, y'all can go to www.ebonizedchill.net to learn more about our history, our testimonials, and to get your tickets. Also, if you want to become a vendor, there's a page on there that you can apply to be a vendor. We got all our talent, so I know people want to speak and want to do comedy and perform. We got all of our talent already, so I apologize. But we do this. We're going to be doing this every year, so maybe you can get on next year's one. And also, more importantly, if you want to donate to the cause, if you just want to make a donation, you could do so as well on the website. There's a button for it. And two, with the ticket sales, a portion of the ticket sales in each city will be donated to a mental health awareness facility that's in that state. And we're partnered with NAMI, which is the National Association of Mental Illness, and it's going to be a fun tour. It's going to be amazing.
That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. Like when we chatted back in the winter time, I mean, the snow was flying. You had some ideas going around and things like that, and to see them being executed, and being able to team up with your wife. I mean, what better business partner really than that, and to be able to showcase both of you guys and then highlight, local talent and bring in, I mean, any sort of entertainment. We talked about this in the past, but entertainment and mental health, they go together. So,
Yes,
so
they do. Yes, they do.
it's such importance. And like, I know I've talked a little bit lately about bringing music to mental health and bringing mental health to music, but the conversation is, it remains the same. I think that yeah, that what you guys are doing is fundamental.
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand, especially with comedy, because comedians, I can speak for this for myself because I've been in this practice for 13 years, and it's therapeutic to go on stage and to share your thoughts or ideas and your pain with other people. And some people can relate to that pain sometimes, and it makes other people feel better. So we're kind of sort of unofficial psychiatrists on stages up there, And
Yeah, it's
I
true.
always say, my pain, your entertainment. Um, and that's what it is. Because, I believe as comedians, we're a bunch of mental health patients because we pull from some dark stuff and we just go up there and talk about it. It's kind of crazy, but it's a lot of fun. And
Hmm.
then, of course, with music, your favorite music, things like theta wave, study music, just different things. Like
Yeah.
in order for you to function and do certain things, like for me, if I'm gonna clean the house, I got to put on some old school '90s hip hop, you know, while I'm cleaning the
Absolutely.
house. You
Mm,
know, if I want to calm down and chill and wind down, I put on some Bach, some Beethoven, stuff
yeah.
like that. If I want to turn up a little bit, I put on some metal music, some punk rock, So it's different genres for different things. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been enough studies now, right? Like, there's, the wellness community that's focusing on kind of like the frequency and the sound bowls and all of that beautiful stuff. And that's amazing. Obviously, the more information, the more knowledge that we go about that it all goes back into like the art of storytelling and being a lyricist and, it kind of exposing your truth and your trauma. And I know, like you said, like being a comedian, you guys do that all the time, right? Um, and
yes,
it goes back historically, right? If you go back to even like jesters, right? I mean, the court jester who,
hmm
and that idea of like, laugh now, cry later. I mean, to say that you guys aren't certified is almost
yeah,
it almost seems like we're doing a like it almost seems unjust at this point because there's just not only are you guys entertainment, which is super important in self-care routines and being able to give yourself those moments and that treat and going to see a show, but also, yeah, to give people something that's relatable and something that they understand and not to feel alone. I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a
yeah,
beautiful thing.
most definitely. Like mental health is very, very important, and we all go through trials and tribulations. But we want to try to create more spaces where people can feel comfortable and not feel so bad because a lot of people, keep to yourselves. But when you have a place of healing and you can share and everything. It's so dope.
Right.
We want to laugh together. We want to cry together. We want to turn up. We want to have fun.
Mhm.
Why not do it in a space where we don't have to be judged? Because I think
Yeah,
I had some time to think about it a little bit. Like, we are afraid of being judged, so we clam up a lot.
that's right.
And some of us have stories that if we just tell them, not only are we releasing and forgiving ourselves and forgiving others who caused that trauma in our lives, but we can help another person. It's all about helping. You don't have to go to church for that or anything. It's just people helping people.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Because
It's
people think, I mean, I ain't trying to get into the religious thing or whatnot, but people think the only way you can release uh is church, and no, you can release on the street. I talk to strangers all the time. I do it for a living, so you gotta have an outlet. You gotta do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just quick shout out to the comment section. Honestly, Milk, Bradley, all of you guys that are out there, I appreciate it. Jeffy, everyone, thank you for coming through today. And there's people in the comment section that are, they do. Milk. I was having a conversation with him the other day, and not only does he preach in a very beautiful way, but he's also in the same entertainment industry as you, and so it's nice to see these like beautiful men out there that are like, we're not as young as we once were, but these like great representations of what it means to like help one another, right? And it's so you don't have to
Yes,
necessarily look like something. Like we all, you guys are out there representing what it means to be not only individual but to also be relatable. And it's just so important because historically, help has looked a certain way, which can be really intimidating or daunting to a lot of people that are seeking help. It goes right back into
right.
stigma and all of that. And so I commend you. Honestly, I commend you. And I commend, these awesome dudes in the comment section too, because it's like, and everybody out there that's like just out there to help one another and not necessarily like capitalize on it. We've created a new market and a new idea of what it means or what it means to look at mental health and what it means to be well.
Definitely, and just being innovative. It's just
Mm,
being innovative. It goes a
yeah,
long way.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate it. And the thing that, you know what I mean? Like, because when I was looking at like, a time in my life where I was like struggling and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to, I've already been to a counselor. I've already done this. I've already done that. And that's not for me. I'm too hood for this, and so when I looked at entertainment, but it's true, right? We all do it, right? And then so to see people that look like me and act like me, to be able to offer platforms where, I get the same result, like it's paramount. It's paramount,
Yeah.
right?
You want to
Creating,
hear? You want to hear?
yeah,
You want to hear some? You want to hear something crazy?
yes.
Um, in 36 years in my life, I never went to a therapist yet. I don't think they're ready for me. I don't think a therapist is ready to crack this brain open. Theirs be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you your money back. I'm sorry.
Right.
No, I thought about it. I promise you, I thought about it, and I'm looking into it. But you got to be careful with therapists because some of these therapists they'll send you off, man. Someone wants your money, and they'll send you off. I did watch so many videos, and
Right.
they got good things like better health and all that other stuff. And I like to before I even commit to anything, I like to do a lot of research. Because I feel if you're going to spend your money, you might as well do your homework, so you won't. And it ain't even just a point of getting scammed or whatnot, but you want to make sure you're getting the bang for your buck, to the best. And
Mhm.
yeah, I haven't talked to a therapist yet because folks was like, you know, maybe you should go talk to a therapist. I was like, I don't know. It's
Right.
tough because my therapy is on that stage. I talk to the people, so
Mhm.
that by them laughing, it's like, okay, I'm not crazy. Cool,
Right.
y'all think it's cool. But I have to at least give it a try. So before this year out, I'm gonna find me a therapist.
Mm.
And it's not even just oh something's wrong with me and whatnot, but sometimes you sometimes you need to talk to a stranger and not your friends and family because they know you. So you gotta see what the outside looking in looks like, and you can only get that from a stranger. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to explore your options, right? Like, it's nice. I don't know. I've gone the gamut, the gauntlet, whatever you want to call it, lately. With not
Yeah.
lately, but like my whole life. I mean, like as a kid, it was damn near mandated in my life to like go and do all of that. And I can appreciate, the effort that people put in trying to explain things to me and why. And I wouldn't ever dismiss any of that stuff, but yeah, I think that I definitely there's a reason why I do mental health and music, and that's because it's chronically been the most consistent thing in my life. Where similar to you, like I love classical music and I love metal and I don't mind telling people, but some of my favorite music is country, not maybe current country so much, but some of the
Right.
old
Right.
stuff, right? Like Hank Williams, he's got there is some serious, you ever want to not feel bad about yourself, go and listen to some of that stuff, right? Like he's talking some heavy things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm a
so,
huge Kenny Rogers. I'm a huge Kenny Rogers fan myself. So it's like
yeah, he's deadly, deadly, like I was actually just listening to this clip of someone dissect The Gambler. They had it down to like three sentences or something. It was so funny.
Uh
It's like
huh.
I sat and played cards with the guy who played it well, and then I took his money or something. And it's like, why do we make music so long? Like, oh,
Right.
it's
Right.
hilarious. Like, yeah, it was good. But it's true, like, and that's because we spend so much time like enjoying like not just the lyrics. I appreciate artists who put their heart and soul into being expressive and exposing that part, but it's just the instrumental too, you know what I mean? Like you don't necessarily
Yeah.
need all of that for that. So yeah.
Most definitely.
hmm so what else do you do in your I shouldn't even ask you that. Like what else do you do? Because that's like a whole pile of a lot of stuff, but like
So there's the comedy thing. Of course, for the people that didn't know, I'm also a photographer. I've been practicing it for the past 15 years. I specialize in event photography. So lately, I've been trying to gear my photography more on, I want to say, like entertainment, performing arts. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of comedians and artists that, they perform and they're not recording themselves. They don't got no new headshots. They don't have no performance shots. They don't have nothing. So
Right.
they go out and they do their thing, but they don't got no visuals. So I kind of try to figure out a way where we can figure out some type of package deal to brand these people better. Because I feel like if you're really working hard and you're doing this industry, whether it's the music industry or the comedy industry, you got to have new photos. You got to have clips, whether you're doing clean or raunchy, whatever your preference. You got to have all that stuff because if you want to get booked, people want to see what you got. You got to show your visuals. And if your idea of a headshot is a selfie, it's not going to work.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with that professional touch. There's a lot of photographers out here that are willing to work with you if you really about this performance life. So
Mhm.
um I try to work with a lot of people and get them going. That's another reason why I moved here in Atlanta, because a lot of people here in Atlanta, they're in the hustlers mentality, not in the business style mentality.
Right.
And I see a lot of discrepancies in their business.
hmm
And I'm here alongside with my wife, is here to help. So she has a bachelor's in sales and business and everything. So we have a branding company that we just launched about a year ago called Evolve Designs and Solutions. So we do all things branded, from website to mobile apps to SEO management, reputation management. And currently, right now, I went back to school at WGU, shout out to WGU and everything. I'm getting my bachelor's in digital marketing because
Mm,
that is very, very important. So I'm trying to step up my game. I'm trying to step up my game. And one thing about these colleges is I wish they had these accelerated programs back when I first went to college back in 2006. They
right.
have it now where you can just go online, you can get your degree in a year, 6 months to a year, and you go at your own pace. Man, if they would have had that when I first graduated high school, I would have never stepped in that classroom. I'd have been online like it was no tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
shout out to the online schools, man, helping people get degree. And then was also too, um, a lot of them will accept all of your credits, if not some of them. So it won't be like fully starting over. So that's the awesome thing as well. So um, you know, I'm just adding to myself because when you first of all, it costs to be the boss as a business. You should know that you have a business. So
Yep.
it's awesome. It's awesome to learn all of these tools. So when you have the capital, you can
Mhm.
hire a team and you can tell them exactly what you need done. Versus, I'm gonna hire an expert and they just do what they do, and you don't know nothing, and weird things can happen. So it's
Yes.
best to study and get the knowledge first, so therefore you can be a better leader when you're hiring your team.
Yeah, that it's yes. Thank you for saying that because I think and I will put that on repeat as much as I can because I mean I'm a mom and I'm a mom of boys specifically, right? And like to make to explain to them that like education is cool. Like it is so cool. I like to learn all the time. It's like, I never want to stop learning. So I'm like you, I like constantly stay in school. Don't get me wrong, like I came from what I mean, the equivalent to the Canadian projects and like I did that all in student
Yeah,
loans, worked a couple of jobs while I was like coming up, maybe like sold a dime bag here or there or whatever. Like no big deal. You just make it happen. But the truth is that like they make it so accessible now that yeah, you can do it at home. You can do it from the comfort of your space. You don't necessarily have to be like what the stereotypical student wants to look like. And that's a beautiful
yeah,
thing, which is
and
amazing.
it's gonna get even better as the years go along. So
Mhm.
man, it's just interesting how you know we was once teenagers and we're adults now, and how much has changed from 2 decades ago. It's like, man, time waits for nobody. So we got
Nobody.
to get in where we got to get in where we fit in. We got to learn. We got to learn.
Yeah, I was just so like I went to college and a little bit of university out of high school and like that was all right. I sweat with the whole way through it. It was so uncomfortable, but I just finished taking a course actually uh to be out in the community helping people, which to back to like paying the cost, right? You do the things to build the business that makes sense, and that was on brand. And I was like, instead of just like you were saying, instead of like, trusting somebody with such a vulnerable part of my business, I was like, I'm just going to go and learn this myself. And so it's interesting because once you get in and once you open that door, then it's like it's almost hard to like close the door on what you want to learn. Like as soon as you've done that, you're like, let me catch something else, let me catch something else, let me like, you know what I mean, like, okay, now that I've got that under my belt, like how do I do this? And so once you find the good and the fun in it, it becomes, I don't want to say addicting, it's such a strong word, but at the same time, like, it's hard to kind of put the books down or the information down once you find like your comfort.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then just go at your own pace. You don't have to be in no hurry. You can plan it out. I mean, as an adult, you should be planning out your day anyway.
Yeah.
So we try. Trust me, we try. God is still working on me. I promise you. He's still working on me. He's still working on me. But yeah, they have a lot of things where you can do it at your own pace, from jobs to school. So take advantage of these things for real, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. So when and I actually wanted like just to bring one other thing around that I think is really important that you said. like just to kind of blow it up a little bit bigger, is to like learn those things and maybe not give them to everybody. Something as simple as, and not simple, but I don't mean to undermine it, but working in the dish pit, which I will always call recruit as long as I live. If you're, in the restaurant industry, so you start off in the dish area and then you work your way up, the same way as that if you start as a host, you work your way up. And I've done that through like many of restaurants to get myself up into the management position. But what happens when you do that is that you know all of those places so well that you know how to manage, delegate, respect, and almost honor each of them, and just makes you a better boss all the way around. So I think it's important to to like really push that when it comes to it, because not everybody wants to be cleaning toilets, but let me tell you, there's something to it. Once you've done it a couple of times, you're going to appreciate that person in your business, big time.
It's called the corporate ladder. We got to start from the bottom. One thing I learned, like currently, I work for Amazon, one of their DSPs, delivery service partners, and yeah, it's hard work. It's taxing, but it's a paycheck. It's a weekly paycheck, and when you get paid, you gotta you do what you gotta do. You gotta live.
Hmm.
But one thing I learned about that was that Amazon has a program where you can have your own company with them, your own delivery service partner. So, because at first I thought, oh, I'm working for directly for Amazon. This is how it goes. It's like, no. What happens is they have these different individual people. They're partners, so they have their own name and everything, and they just under the Amazon umbrella. They do all the delivering for Amazon. As Amazon prepares the packages, the DSPs deliver those packages, and Amazon pays them to deliver the packages. So I looked at it like, oh, okay. And then I found out for only $10,000, you can be a partner with Amazon and start your own delivery company. And I was like, now that's
What?
something to get into. Yeah, for $10,000, you can deliver for Amazon. And it's a program where you take some classes to learn about what they do and everything. And then you got to set up your stuff. You got to get your phones. You got to get your trucks. You got to hire your personnel, your management and employees.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's this world is getting to the point where if you want it, you just got to invest. They're making it now. You have no choice but to invest now. If you really want, you got to invest. Because back in the day, you know, we we was a little bit lazy with it. We didn't want to invest. We just was like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm kicking myself in the foot that when Bitcoin first came out, I didn't invest into it because I didn't believe in it. And now look at it.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy. If I would
Hmm.
have bought, if I would have gotten into Bitcoin back when it first came out, and my friends was telling me, I think you need to hop on this, and I was like, nah. But I was really green when it came to investing.
Yeah.
And trust me, Bitcoin kicked off at $1 at that time. And if I would have been very, very decent to this day if I would have kept it. Is what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
it's still not too late though. You can still invest and everything. But they're making it to now. You have to invest, especially in the entertainment game. A
Hmm.
lot of people, social media made it to where everybody has a voice now. Everybody can be a comedian, everybody can be a rapper, and da 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 da. But yes, the market is oversaturated, it's flooded. However, the people that's going to be picked and populated is going to be the people that invest. So if you got some money and you invest, that's
Hmm.
what's going to separate you from everybody else because people can do the act, but they won't invest into a brand, and that's troubling.
Yes, yes. It's
That is
so
befuddling.
true. It's so true. And that's the thing, is that there's people out there that think it's just going to happen for them, that they're just going to sit back and like, I mean, even not that I want to, expose everything that I've seen since, being on social media, but um, even just when it comes to like pushing your content in a certain like curated way, because even with that alone, I was like, I'm not doing that. That's silly. And then I'm like, after like looking at it for real, I'm like, hey, wait a second. So for $40, I can do what? For $100, you can make it look like what? And then it took a while to be like, okay, wait a second. So if I can curate it to look like this, so that way when someone clicks on my content and then all the numbers look like you start like looking at it like a little bit differently, right? The same way you look at like getting a microphone, maybe throwing on a little eyeliner, like all those things. Like when you start looking at it, like it's not just gonna happen. There's no way. You got to put your name at the bottom of the screen. You got to like, give yourself the same credit that you would as if you're going into like a regular job working for anybody else, and more because it's yours. Like that's what's crazy is
Yeah.
that like I see people come in and you're just like, really? Like what? Like give yourself the respect that you deserve. Give yourself the love and attention that you deserve. It's your baby. It's your commitment to yourself. And if you can figure out a way to make money from that, then you're winning. It's crazy. I've seen
Yeah.
so much of it lately where people come half-assed and I'm like, well, if you don't believe in what you're doing, then why would I? Like, I'm not.
Exactly. You got to tell yourself, will I watch that?
Mm.
Will I do that if I was on the other side looking in? Like last night. You know who Drew? I'm assuming you know who Drewski is, correct?
No, I don't know if I do actually.
Okay, so Drewski is he's an internet sensation, one of these internet comedians. But the reason why I say that is exactly what you said. So my wife was like, Drewski, and I'm like, who is he? What does he do? Because he got this record label. He be doing a lot of funny videos. Like if you look him up on YouTube, he's up there. He's
Okay.
like number one on the best internet comedians out now in the
Oh,
states.
okay.
And I'm like, he came out of nowhere because I don't know who he is, where he come from, why he's so popular. It's not like he a stand up comedian or anything. He's just funny. But
Mhm.
two things she told me. She said, one, he got money. He put money towards his brand, and
Yeah.
two, his audience is the Gen Z. So Gen Z is into that controversial stuff, and what he does, um, laughing, cracking jokes, roasting people and stuff like that. But he came out of nowhere, and like the singer, like the rapper, Sexy Red. I don't understand what the heck
Oh
she's
my
rapping
goodness.
about, but she's
People,
popular as hell.
people
You
love
know
her.
why? Because she spent that money.
Yes. It's
She got a
so.
machine behind her. When you
Mhm.
get that machine behind you, you're going to blow up.
Mm.
But it's like, where she come from? What? Talk about some ski. Wait a minute. What the heck is a ski? Hold
Yeah.
on. Then she talk about, and then what's that other one? Oh, I hate this song. Girl, I love you. You're my
Oh,
everything. Oh, baby. Oh, Jamie Foxx should have just said, nah, denied.
yeah.
But I love the beat though. But the
Mhm.
lyrics, I don't know. But she's popular. You know why? She spent that money, marketing, branding.
Mhm.
You could be a nobody, but you get a machine behind you, you're gonna be somebody.
It's so yeah, and
That's
you
a bar.
feel
That's a
it.
bar.
It is for real, yeah. Grab a beat, like we could make money off of that. But that's the thing, like you have to be shameless with it. You have to be willing to put out and like you said,
You
like bring
gotta you gotta invest for the people in the
mhm,
chat, for the people
mhm,
that's watching. You're not gonna make it unless you invest. For the people, I know you're on social media. You see people with 30,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, just more followers than you. They spent that bread, and just because they got all these followers, how many fans do they have? Because at the end
yeah.
of the day, I know a person who got 300,000 followers on TikTok, but the person don't have no brand, nothing to sell, no call to action. So it's like, what are you doing?
That's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that because we see it all the time, right? Like, I
We see
mean,
it all the time. They got all these subscribers. Your goal is to turn them subscribers into fans. So you got to do something. You got to solve a problem.
mhm,
That's
mhm,
People get paid to solve problems.
yeah,
Doctors solve huge problems, and they get paid the big bucks.
that's right.
Firefighters, police. You
That's
got to
right.
think about that. If in order for you to get paid, you have to solve a problem.
Mhm,
All right. So in this case, I made people laugh. People be having bad days. My audience are people who are on the verge of depression, and it's my
Right.
job to turn that around.
Yeah.
I solve problems, people pay me. That's just
Yeah.
what it is. That's just
Yeah.
what it is. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
It is what it is. And that it's true. Like, I mean, anyone can hit that button that says like we're gonna put 20,000 likes on a video or whatever. But yeah, if there's nothing happening in the comment section or
It's
there's
nothing
no,
happening.
then we all knew that came straight out of your bank account or something. I mean, you can do it,
Exactly.
and it was interesting,
Like,
like, go ahead, honey.
no, go ahead. I'm listening
I,
to you.
I had a friend, he had like a whole bunch of followers, and I was really impressed by that. And he was like, right, but like if you drop $40 on each video and it looks that way when people click on your one he's like, this is what I did. He's like, I made a bunch of content. I spent $40 on each video. And then I put out one and I pushed that one for like $100. And then when everyone clicked on that video and seen that I had 20,000 likes already on my shit, it looked like people already care about my content. I was like, well,
But his
there it is.
but he don't got no comments section.
There's no one in the comment section.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can have 30,000 views on a video, but you
Mhm.
got two on the comment section.
Yeah.
Something wrong.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong with that picture.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
And
got 800 subscribers. Wait a
mhm.
minute. Something wrong.
Yeah.
Your converting ain't converting.
Yeah, your math ain't mathing. Like it ain't even girl
Your
math.
math ain't mathing. Like who did this math?
Yeah, for real. Right? It's crazy. But then when you see people that are like putting in the hustle in there all the time and like bringing people into it, like Daz Exotic, actually, and Milk. There's two dudes that I've like come to love lately, and they're a lot like yourself. Not only do they create their own actual platform, their own business to like push their business, but then they also turn around and give the space up to like the people around them, and I think that um, that's good business. You know what I mean? Like to go out
Yes.
there and be like, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build these four walls, and then we're just gonna plummet full of like locals and people, entrepreneurs that are like, trying to make it happen, and we're gonna put, a couple of these and a couple of those, and we're just gonna like spread the love. Like to me, even before the come up, like even before the like we made it, like to do that, like on the way to that
Yeah, no, you're right.
that's good business. That's the way it should be, you know what I mean? But it doesn't always happen like that. So I think that needs to be mentioned, like, you know.
Not at all. It don't happen that way. People are lazy. People are
Mhm.
lazy. And they coming out with so much tools, AI tools, especially for free.
Yes,
It don't even take that much effort no more. Things that would take an editor 8 hours to do, you can do it in an hour.
that's right.
It's insane. And I've been doing these research. I'm like, man, wow. Like I found like for example, this is CapCut.
Hmm.
I got it on my phone and it edits the video, it can help color grade, put all my captions and everything, and
Right.
I'll get done with a 1 minute video in like 5 minutes. It's that fast. Something in the past that'll take me a while because I gotta split the clip, add a transition, subtitle, color grade. No, they got things you can do it one button, one or two buttons, and it's insane. You got to generate, and then to type in all the text of the video. No, they put it up there for you, and you can choose the best viral fonts with a
That-
click of a button.
we're using the same.
What?
Yes, I haven't put them out yet, but yeah, I just did a bunch of videos like that. I'm sitting on a pile of them. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. I feel like if I just push them all at once, like something's gonna happen. Like I'm almost nervous to do it because they're good, but I'm like, I don't know. It almost feels too not like me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really
Yeah, but
on the emoji
it's
thing.
all
I'm not
about.
really heavy on this and I'm not heavy on that, but maybe that's what's missing. Like people are like, yo, we need some color in it. We need to see that like, visual because I'm like black and gray all day long, like painfully, right? Like one follower
Hmm.
at a time type of person. And but at the same time, like maybe I'm doing myself a disservice because I clicked on that AI program and it was nice. I was like, this I wouldn't have thought of lime green, but okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. They have it where I used to do my thumbnails on Canva. There's an
yeah,
AI thing that does your thumbnails like this,
yes,
and it picks the viral font for you, and this and this and that. It's like, man. And then for YouTube, you got vidIQ, you got TubeBuddy, help you with your SEO and everything. So it's like you have no excuses this time. If
no,
you really want
exactly.
to do, if you really want to do this, like you really do this, not just because you can, but if you really do this, all the tools is there. Like
Yeah.
it's insane, and it's only going to get even crazier.
Hmm.
It's only going to get better.
I had a
So
conversation the other day with someone who said that they put in, so they had an idea because they had access to like a resource. So they're like plugged in the resource and then plugged in their passion. No shit. Their passion, their resource. They said, can you build me a product out of these two things? Up pops a completely marketable product. So they have the resource that they have access to, plus their passion. So they're fucking interested in it, perma language. And up pops this perfect product. And they had the labels done and they had the item up and ready to go in market because they already had the resources. So it took whatever the 6 weeks to for the thing to go through its life cycle or whatever. And I don't want to say what it is because it's actually a great product. But what blew my mind was I was like, where'd you do? Wait a second. Like, where'd you get the labels from? Where did you get that idea from? And she was like, shh, don't say nothing.
yeah,
And I was like, man, your resource plus your passion, like, dang, we're about to hit like a really neat market. Like, it is going to be really neat.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because
But
these things didn't exist before. It had to be it had to sit, before it had to fit in a box or else it wasn't marketable or it wasn't um I mean, if you can't do the research to make sure that it's worth your money, then it wasn't going to be something, right? And so now to think that you can just take a couple of ideas and plug them in and pop out a logo, like you're saying, you don't even use Canva anymore. So clearly I'm behind times, right? But yeah, I think we're coming up
yeah,
on like a really neat market where you're going to start seeing some really interesting products.
to be honest with you, and this a little bit of sauce for the viewers out there. If you master this stuff, you can sell it as a service and call yourself a social media manager. No degree.
it's it's so true.
Think about it.
I know. I
That's some
know.
sauce. That's some salt. That's some sauce for you guys out there that's
Mhm.
broke famous. That's broke. That's something you could do. You can master this eight because people are looking for editors and copywriters all the time. So you can master those tools, which don't take no time to master. You can sell it as a service.
Isn't that wild too? Because people don't realize that people don't know what those couple little stars are in the corner of their phone.
Nope.
Like, like you, they're too scared to hit the button. They don't know. They don't want to mess up their software or whatever. So people don't venture
They
out
don't. They don't.
from what
You gotta
they.
try. You gotta try it. You gotta try new
Mhm.
things. Can't be scared anymore. It's out there
Right?
now. There's nothing you can do about it. It's out there. It's out there. Good luck.
Good luck. It's true though. I mean, there really is no excuse. All this. I don't know why we're giving this massive lesson on like how you should run your business, but the point is that like there is no reason not to be running a business. When my first reel that I put out said, "Can everyone please go get a business license? My life would be so much more interesting." The nerve, right?
Hmm.
The nerve. Like I need to go tell everybody like, "Oh, you guys all need to go get a business license," because like, but it would be so much more interesting. It would just be so much more
Yeah,
interesting if everyone went out there and just, it's 60 in Canada, you can get a sole proprietorship for like $63.
you can get a sole proprietorship for $63 in Canada. I need to move to Canada. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, you can be fully incorporated for $454 or something.
look, look. Let me. What's y'all national anthem? Hold on. Oh, Canada. Let me stop. But no, my wife was telling me the other night. I was like, she was like, we got to think more of a business than a hustler because
Hmm.
the hustling phase is really dying. It's practically over. So
Yeah.
it's they making it so easy to get stuff done. Most of the business tools that you can get is for free. You know, things like EIN numbers and DUNS numbers and sort of that nature.
Yeah.
You know, they making it so easy and accessible. You can get a lot of stuff for free. Your biggest bill will probably be um, your branding and
In your
and the
insurance.
LLC
Mm.
yeah and the LLC because in the states, different states are different. Have different prices. Like in Georgia, I think it's $99 for an LLC,
Mm-hmm.
and then some people have a business that could be expanded, so they get the foreign LLC. So it's different prices. So make sure you check the LLC prices in your state. Um,
Hmm.
it's not that hard. It's really
No,
not that hard.
no.
And
And
then
then,
of course getting your logos done and everything. So like I said, it costs to be the boss. Like the first 3 to 5 years of your business is going to be the first 5 years of your business is going to be the hardest ever. So um, McDonald's didn't become McDonald's overnight. It
no.
took a long time.
Mm,
What they say over 8 billion sold. That's a lot of people, and that didn't happen in one day.
no.
So take it for that. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it's true, and there's always gonna be lulls, right? But to be consistent through those lulls, like, um, I was originally gonna take August off, and I was like, I just gonna take it off, and I'm gonna rebrand, not fully rebrand, but like get this content cleaned up, and then I'm gonna rebrand and like create a new Instagram, and then push it out, right? Because in order to have people working with me, and not necessarily for me, but either or, I can't use my personal Facebook anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's I need to like sort that out. And then I was like, I'll just
Yeah, just
change that.
you
I'll
could.
let go of my Facebook and create my own or whatever. That's no big deal because that one really was a business page, but I couldn't get it with a blue check mark with the name of it. So I was trying to get the blue check mark with my. Anyways, it was a whole thing. So I was like, I'm going to sit back for the month of August and really think about what this is going to look like. I'm going to put in all the sweat equity to editing, which obviously is not really necessary. And as the AI stuff has come out, even in the last few months, it's just like the emails I've gotten are amazing. Um,
Hmm.
and then someone said some really smart shit to me, and they said, like, just be consistent. Just be consistent. Like, you
That's all it
can't
is.
just be consistent. Like, keep it up. Like, why would you stop now? Like, you guys are booked like a month and a half in advance. Like, just keep doing what it is that you're doing. Because the minute you stop, everyone else is gonna stop. Like, or someone's gonna be like, oh snap, there's a hole right here. I'm just gonna jump in and thief it up. And right now there really isn't much, in the way
Yeah,
that
never stop. Trust me, I've been wanting to quit this stuff a long time ago, this comedy game, but I can't.
Mhm.
I'm in too deep now.
Yeah.
I wanted to quit creating content. I was like, I'm sick of it. But a lot of it is being on the verge of burnout. So I had to learn
Yeah.
not how not to burn out because we can get into it and we can get burned out real quick.
Mhm.
So it's always good to plan and to do things in moderation and steps. So
Yes.
um, with the Facebook, you can just do one of the little fan pages, one of the like pages, and then see if you can monetize that. But social media has been weird lately because a lot of people found out that they can make money off this stuff. So everything is
Right.
getting oversaturated like a mofo. So now we gotta ask the question: how do we gotta like we have a niche, but we
Mhm.
got to niche down. We got to niche even lower than that. So even with my comedy, like the whole overall thing for me is stand up comedy, me performing. But I don't perform all the time. So I don't have clips up there to just put there. So what else can I do? and I started doing, little reaction videos, still
Yeah,
keeping
yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah, still keeping it comedy, but reaction videos. Um, and then every time I do a show, I post it. Like I recently posted um a clip of a show that I did out here in Atlanta. It was like an open mic I went to, and here in Georgia, and it was a lot of fun. But YouTube Shorts, short form content is getting very popular. So if you can keep people attention spans for a minute, you won. You
Right.
won.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah.
we gotta so whatever niche we are, we gotta figure out how to niche even lower than that
Like
and
I'm
make
so
it so
down.
specific because everybody is doing what we're doing. So now it's like what separates you from everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something to think about. So you got it, man. You don't have to quit anything or start over. You can gradually just
Yeah.
unlock stuff
Right.
because your fan base is going to follow you wherever you go. So
Yeah.
you know that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So
I've
you
been so
got it. You
blessed.
got it.
I've been so blessed, honestly. Like looking back at some of the stuff, I'm like, man, we've come a long way, and we've been able to do some really amazing things. Like we just dropped off our big fundraising jean jacket that I mean,
Yeah.
wait till you guys see the photos of this thing. So they have it in hand, but it's a gift. And so I've been holding so flipping tight on these photos because I've been waiting. It's a thing, it's an anniversary gift. And so I've been like just quietly like waiting for them to like gift it. But man, did Trademark come through on man, did they come through. Like, so we did it. We raised enough money to
Yeah.
cover our scholarship this year. It was amazing. We're so excited to be able to like present that. We did our bursary, but that's not this. So this is our scholarship. It's actually, you have to be in school to qualify. We got over 500 applicants for that. They're all in university. I'm super, super impressed. And then, yeah, so we raised the money, we got the scholarship going, and then the jacket came through and they're like, come grab it. And I was like, yo, hand
I am.
painted, hand
I'm
picked.
so excited.
Dang, dang.
I'm
And it
so
was a,
excited and happy. I'm so excited and happy for you. That's dope.
yeah, it
That's
is.
dope.
It's beautiful. And it's neat because the image that she chose for her spouse was actually about his personality and like a little touch on mental health. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, oh man, I'm so excited. So it's gonna be neat. I'll be able to roll out the photos here coming into like the school year, which will be great because we'll be able to do like the
I can't wait to look at them and
Mhm.
share that because that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's real dope.
yeah. Yeah, that one took a little bit longer and it was a little bit slow moving, but listen, the people that came through and donated, I'm just gonna take the time now. Thank you so much, you guys. It was such a beautiful thing. Like some of those donations were pretty serious and even like the small ones. I mean, honestly, there's no such thing as small ones because every single dollar counted and to be able to cut that check to the recipient is going to be amazing. I'm really excited about the recipient too. I handed it off to a committee because I didn't want it to be too personal. But
Right.
man, I read the application and I think the committee is on point with this application. The young, single parent who through all adversity came through to go to university. I mean, it's just some feel good stuff. I was like, this is yeah,
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm really really excited. But yeah, shout out to everybody who came through on that. Like, I mean, my
Man, shout out
goodness,
to everybody for
yeah,
real. Shout out.
yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like some of this stuff like it was created out of not to change the tone, but it was created out of so much heartache and none of that has stopped. Like, I started this project cuz I lost a few of my brothers and when I say that the numbers have done nothing but like my goodness, a whole family got wiped out the other day. You know what I mean? A whole
Oh man.
family, like a whole family that I grew up with. Um, and it wasn't just the drugs. It's like, the suicide rates are going up and the conversation is, you know what I mean? But through all of that, for everyone to like come together and support each other and find ways to donate, to like give to a situation where people want to educate themselves and further their education so that they can give back. I mean, in a time of grief and chaos, like, yeah, it's going to be one hell of a video once I can finally put all that together in words, because yeah, it's
Yeah, I came,
remarkable.
and that's the reason why we throwing this tour, because it's a lot of stuff going on. Like I think a lot of people haven't recovered from COVID yet, and we
Right,
lost some people to COVID,
right.
and it's a lot of backlash. So we um we gotta have that outlet,
Mhm.
So that's another one of the reasons why we're having this tour. So it's bigger than me. This tour is real bigger than me. Like um and it's going to get bigger because next year we're talking about expanding to outside the U.S. Want to come to Canada, Mexico, UK, South Africa, stuff like that.
Oh, you're always welcome. You got doors wide open, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's crazy because Canada is right there. They should just let us cross.
You don't have to
I
tell me
know
nothing about that. I've been saying that forever. It doesn't make no sense. That's too much
it
politics to
doesn't.
get into, but yeah, it's so silly.
No, it's all good, but yeah, so it's only getting bigger, and we're going to try to do this every year because we need it. And I just love giving people an opportunity to be great and to know that you're not alone. You're not crazy. We got you. We got you. So make sure y'all follow us for real because we on a mission.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are
We'll make
on a mission.
Yeah, like we'll make sure all the links are in the descriptions too. Like honestly, yeah, any information that you want to send my way, we'll always highlight it over here. I definitely want to know like the dates of the tours and stuff like that. And if you guys are up in Canada, then we're definitely have to link up and make that happen because Pinecase would love to
Yeah,
be
definitely,
part of
definitely.
whatever.
I gotta make a trip up there anyway.
Hmm.
Because the TBS Just for Laughs Festival in Montreal. I gotta get there. So it's gonna
Ooh,
be
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I got goals and dreams out here. I got plans. So definitely. But
Awesome.
for everybody that's listening, I put it in the chat as well. It's www.ebonizedchill.net. It has all the information that you need, who we are, a little bit of our bio, a little bit of testimonials, and of course, ticket links. If we check to see if we're in your city or state. If you want to just donate, cool. If you want to be a vendor, there's a drop box all the way at the bottom of the landing page that you can fill out. Um, Even if you just want to come say hi, just come say hi. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Mr. No Chill or Jeffrey Baylock, JeffErryBaylock. Um, yeah, I'm easy to find. You can Google me and I'll pop up. Google did a fine job. Yeah, you because I'm a big deal. So
Because you're a big deal.
because I'm a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
But
on that note, darling. Oh, go ahead.
oh, oh no, I was saying no. It's a huge honor. I appreciate you so much. I always have fun talking with you. It's so dope.
Mm. Yeah, the pleasure is all mine, honestly. I was so excited. I actually didn't know you were coming. Like, I was waiting. I knew that there was some like drama about some other things that we like, not drama, not that's not the right word. There was like
Right,
some
right.
discrepancies, I should say. And then I was looking at the Google Calendar and I was like, I don't know why it's at 5 p.m., but I'll be there. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To tell you the truth, I'm just excited to come back up here on my second time. I feel blessed, man. Sometimes people don't get that second chance. I was like, let's get it, let's go. I was like, I miss my friend. I miss my friend, and the platform that you provide for people is so awesome.
thank
I watch your content. I watch your content as faithfully as I possibly can, and
thank you.
what you got going on is dope and it's impactful. So keep
Thank
doing it. Keep doing it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Um, well, everybody, Jeffrey Baylock, thank you so much for coming through, my darling. For everybody out there, you guys stay safe. And I guess we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Most definitely. Bye.